That's a big bear. Is he a friend of yours? You don't have any idea where he hangs out, like, you know, when he's not in town, hanging around here. You got any idea where he might hang out? Hey, talking to you. Hello?
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's North American Hunter. You know, the temperate rainforests of Vancouver Island are home to the largest subspecies of black bear. Known as the Haida-Gwaii or island bear, this subspecies is thought to be a descendant of the prehistoric cave bear. This week's show has Gordy Krahn traveling to the island and hunting in some of the roughest terrain found there.
Port Alberni, British Columbia, Vancouver Island, one of the highest black bear densities anywhere in the world. I've waited a long time for this hunt. And the best thing, I'm hunting with Darren DeLuca. What I like about Darren, he hunts black bears commando style.
So we're going to take the boat up as far as we can get with the tides, and then we're going to walk back up in just above the tide line.
Well, we get out of the boat and Darren's got a place in mind where we want to get to. So we start hoofing it down some trails. And we come to this bridge embankment and we're about 5 minutes into the hunt and there's a bear. I mean, it gets the blood going right away, even though immediately we knew it was a young bear. But this to me was just a good omen. 5 minutes into the hunt, we'll see our first bear.
My area on the west coast of Vancouver Island, it's got one of the highest recorded rainfalls in North America of 300 inches a year. It's a real challenge on the rivers because you never know what to expect day to day.
Darren had a good place picked out. I mean, we were getting so much rain that the rivers were really swollen, so we really needed to get into some smaller water, some shallow water, where the bears could work the fish and we could work the bears.
During high water, a lot of times the bears will come back and they'll take the fish that they've already drug up. Like this guy here. Brought him in at low water, they drag him up, and then if the water blows out, they've got some food along the banks.
We weren't in there 10 minutes and it just started to pour and pour and pour. And it was, I don't know, early afternoon, and Darren really wanted to be back in there later in the afternoon when the bear activity kicked up. So we backed out of there with intentions of coming back later in the afternoon. Bear patrol, going on, bear patrol, bear patrol.
It's 3:30, it's going to be dark about 7 o'clock, and we're going to go back down to the river, hang down there for a few hours, and hope things work out for us. So.
We were in really tight quarters. This isn't a place where you can sit down and read a book. I mean, you have to be watching all the time. When a bear comes out, he might not be 30 yards away, he might be 30 feet away, he might be 10 feet away from you. So I was on, you know, my head was on a swivel the whole time. All of a sudden, this sow bear puts her feet up on the log and takes a look around, and boy, did that get my heart going. I mean, even though I know it was not a shooter bear, there's our first bear in the creek, and it's only 5 o'clock now. We got 2 hours to go. I think we're gonna have us a good time down in here. About a half an hour after we saw the sow, I caught movement right in that same spot again, and all of a sudden this boar gets up on top of the logs, and man, did he put a show on for us. You know, I kept looking at the bear and looking back up at Darren. You know, I could see that it was a boar, and I'm not a real good judge of black bears. I was just waiting for the green light, and Darren was giving me the old so we just watched the show. And the bear was working up the log, and all of a sudden, bam, he winded us. And you could just say, he goes, oh, I'm getting out of here. And that's just what he did. He spun around and took off. But man, did we get some entertainment there. From what we saw in here this afternoon, I am just jacked up about coming back in here tomorrow. The only thing that could screw us up is more rain. And unfortunately, sounds like that's what we got coming.
North American Hunter is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Matthews, catch us if you can. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. Thompson Center, American